Google Earth, the pioneering milestone behind most of our GPS and navigation-based technology. Whether it's Google Earth, Google Maps, or our everyday navigation systems in our vehicles, this technology makes our lives easier since more than 2 decades, so we should be thankful for Google and their innovation. Or shouldn't we? Is Google really the glorious innovator behind this technology, or is there more to it? What is the role of Germany in all of this? Why is a certain city in Japan crucial for this milestone? And is Google Earth actually a piece of art rather than a piece of tech? To understand the story, we need to go back to the 1990s in Berlin, a time when the city was a hotbed of creativity and technological experimentation. Among the innovators in the scene were Joachim Sauter, an artist, and Axel Schmidt, a software engineer. It all began as a grand art project, a vision to use the Earth itself as a canvas. The idea was to create a digital framework for the largest artwork ever conceived. Before long, those creators realized that this project held much more potential than just being an art installation. They decided to take it further and transform it into a platform. The two visionaries teamed up to create something revolutionary, a software called Terravision. Imagine navigating a virtual globe using satellite images long before Google Earth existed. That's exactly what Terravision made possible. However, handling such massive amounts of data was no easy task for a small startup. They needed investors. Back then, there were no venture capital funds, no business angels, no Peter Thiel, no Y Combinator. The only option was to approach big corporations, which were usually reluctant to invest in innovative projects. Fortunately, they managed to catch the attention of Deutsche Telekom. The telecommunication giant was under pressure to allocate a yearly amount of their budget to research and innovation in the German tech scene. Even though Telekom didn't initially understand or believe in the project's vision, they eventually invested 1 million German mark. With this funding, Joachim and Axel were able to advance their groundbreaking vision for Terravision. Here's where it gets a bit technical. The ability to zoom into a map might seem trivial to us today, but back then, implementing this functionality was a monumental computational challenge. They achieved this using a quad tree, a system for organizing information in a two-dimensional space by dividing it into smaller and smaller sections. If an area has more detail, it's split further into 4 smaller parts. This method allows users to focus on specific regions without overloading the system. And today, quad trees are commonly used in mapping, gaming, and graphics to process spatial data efficiently. Back then, it was revolutionary. This innovation set their company Art&Com apart from everyone else. They owned an algorithm no one else even knew existed. Terravision reached its peak at the ITU conference in Kyoto in 1994, an event attended by the world's leading telecommunication giants. Cutting-edge technological innovations were showcased there, but one demo stole the spotlight: Terravision. Attendees of the event were captivated by the ability to zoom into a map and find their own house. And from that moment on, Terravision became a sensation. After patenting their technology, Art&Com accepted an invitation to present Terravision at Silicon Graphics. One attendee stood out for his keen interest in the technical details: Michael Jones. He even convinced them to install Terravision on his computer. This, however, marked the beginning of the end, because Michael Jones later founded his own company, Keyhole, whose first product, Earth Viewer, was an essential copy of Terravision. Shortly afterwards, Keyhole was acquired by Google. Fast forward to the early 2000s. Google Earth burst into the scene, looking remarkably similar to Terravision. Naturally, Art&Com started to question, did Google use their patented technology? So they reached out to Google and even offered a remarkably low licensing fee of 2 million for the algorithm, hoping it would lead to future collaborations. Google allegedly gave the impression that they were interested, only to abruptly cut all communication. In 2014, Art&Com filed a lawsuit against Google, accusing them of patent infringement. The case was highly technical, going deep into coding and development processes. The crux of Art&Com's argument was that Google had taken key elements of Terravision's patented technology without permission. Google, on the other hand, argued that their technology was developed independently and did not infringe any of Art&Com's patent. As this wasn't hard enough, Art&Com wasn't allowed to directly examine Google Earth's code. Instead, an independent expert was brought to analyze both systems. The verdict? The algorithms behind Google Earth and Terravision were identical. This case was closely watched by the tech world. It wasn't just about one company's technology. It was about the broader issue of intellectual property rights in the digital age. If a small company could prove that a tech giant like Google had infringed on their patent, it would set a significant precedent. After a lengthy battle, the court ultimately ruled in favor for Google in 2016. The decision was a major blow-up for Art&Com, but the story didn't end there. The case sparked ongoing debates about how patents are used and protected in the tech industry. Even though Art&Com lost the legal battle, their story is a powerful reminder of the challenges and risks that innovators face. Today, the spirit of innovation that fueled projects like Terravision continues to thrive. As we look to the future, the lessons learned from Art&Com and their fight for the intellectual property remain more relevant than ever. Now let's take a moment to look at some other famous cases where big corporations allegedly stole intellectual property from smaller startups. I bet you heard about the Winklevoss twins. The twins claimed that Mark Zuckerberg stole their idea for a social networking site while they were all students at Harvard. The legal battle ended in a settlement, but the controversy over the origins of Facebook remains a topic of debate. Another significant case involved Jawbone and Fitbit. Jawbone, a pioneer in wearable technology, accused Fitbit of stealing trade secrets and poaching employees. The case included multiple lawsuits and highlighted the intense competition in the wearable tech market. Unfortunately, Jawbone eventually went out of business, illustrating the harsh realities of such legal battles. And then there's the story of ZeniMax and Oculus. ZeniMax, a video game company, sued Oculus, the VR company acquired by Facebook, claiming that Oculus stole its VR technology. In 2017, a jury awarded ZeniMax $500 million, though the amount was later reduced. These cases highlight a common theme. Smaller startups often face an uphill battle when protecting their innovations from larger, more resourceful corporations. The legal system can be a daunting arena, and while some innovators succeed, others are not so fortunate. So what do you think? Was Google's creation of Google Earth a case of innovation or an infringement? And how do you feel about the broader issue of intellectual property rights in the tech industry? So if you are wondering right now, what is the difference between invention, innovation, and theft? This story about what innovation really is and how big tech companies using unfair advantages over their competitors might just be for you. Until then, take care.